straighter. Maybe the only member of the board in the room today. Do you know if Josh didn't join remotely? Was he just bowing out?
I haven't heard from Josh. I think the tone, I kind of assumed that.
Non-participant today.
Cool. But
Yeah.
Yes. That is a good start.
Piper's enjoying your class.
Good, yeah, it's cool to have her there.
You could tell me how she is in school.
Very responsible.
Oh, yeah, well,
Kind of quiet,
Yeah.
She's in the mix.
good,
That's so.
cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Hello, guys. Can you
Hey,
see?
John.
Long time no see.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good if you are.
I'm good. Oh, yeah, I'm distant. I look small, right?
Let's see if I can get this right.
We are all here. Josh is not feeling well, so he will not be with us tonight. Very well.
Doing well, how you doing?
How's the season over at Avon Hill? Speaking of still full swing.
Oh yeah, it's still going.
Are you working there?
We have been doing the cleanings and getting the turnovers. And then come December, we will take over full.
Oh, okay,
So we'll
Nice.
move up there.
that's great.
Yeah.
Cool,
Excited about it.
wow. That's where we had our wedding.
That's where we're having our.
Really?
Nice, yeah.
Amen.
I've read the minutes, so I moved to approve August's meetings minutes. Oh, sorry.
I like it.
I thought we were ready.
We are just,
Do it.
oh, we're approving or motioning and things. Yeah, cool.
Just trying to stay on top of
I'll
it.
say, trying to move along tonight. We will be done by 8:30.
I just thought it was quiet because we were reading the minutes.
Now, that is also true.
Okay.
That is also true. Yeah, that is also true.
Okay.
What's our time on Zoom there, Javier? 7.
Bless you.
Question or bless you?
Bless you.
I don't know if Matt did the intro.
I don't know if he did do that. You need to do that thing where he says this is the ARB we're recording.
I'm good, y'all. I can see and hear you just fine, and I've got the recording running on my side.
Perfect.
Okay.
You already introduced us, Matt?
Oh, I can read that for the record. Good evening, everyone. Joining us on the stream and in the future for the recording of this September 1st meeting of the Scottsville Architectural Review Board. My name is Matt Lawless. I serve as Scottsville Town Administrator and am remote from the VCU campus in Richmond this evening. The rest of the ARB is assembled in person. The meeting is being held live at the Town Hall, 401 Valley Street. The meeting is open to the public and includes several opportunities for the public to participate in the meeting, both online, by phone, and in person there. The meeting is, of course, held in compliance with Virginia Freedom of Information Act and the state open meeting laws. If you're viewing the meeting in the future on our YouTube channel, thank you very much. They have a quorum and are on time at 7 o'clock, so the meeting will come to order now. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. We have a quorum today, so we are here and we are in order. We've got our agenda before us this evening. I don't see anything that needs to be added or removed this evening, so if we are good with the agenda. Just need a motion to approve it.
Motion to approve the agenda.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, all ready to move. Looking at past meeting minutes. Now, Aaron is in favor of these minutes. I want to thank our town clerk for delineating the criteria on page 2 that we used for establishing which properties to move forward with legal action this year. It might be worthwhile noting that they are in these minutes or having them around. So this is a criteria worth saving for not only this board's reference, but also future boards and discussion. So thank you for that.
I move to approve the minutes of August, of the August meeting.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you. All right, matters from the public, the room or the Zoom for the ARB this evening. Not on the agenda.
There's no one online.
Hearing no matters, we'll move on to old business. Having none, I have no old business to carry forward tonight. Because it seems under 6. We will now move to new business for our CO application for gas station equipment at 385 East Main Street. Want to come up and join us? Oh yeah, for real. Yeah, really. I can send you here. Yeah. Oh, here.
Part of the party.
Then we just try to reopen the store and reopen the gas stations. And then I talked to the oil company, which is Dangote. So they have a desire for the tenant to basically they match the singles match the same as was like the single before, but we use the classic one, similar characters. I'm sure you saw the pictures.
Yeah, I saw them, but if you
Yeah.
could bring them up here so we can see them
Right.
together.
So they're going to, that sign is the same sign, just put it, the letters, change the letters. Right. Put the letter on the side of that symbols. Roads are good.
Yeah. I guess my overall looks good to me. I think the shingles that are up there look good. You know, I think that matches and feels good with the
Right.
building.
Yeah.
My only question is about lighting and being consistent with lighting in town.
Right.
Because I guess these are interiorly lit from the inside,
Right.
right? And I guess what's on the building that makes sense. The gas price sign that's on the street, well, the one that's there now is internally lit, but that may have been built before. Wait, Matt, do you know if the GoCo was built before the ARB was in existence?
That is a good question. I can check. Just take a minute.
And I'm asking that because we are trying to get signs externally lit
Right, okay.
in the historic overlay district.
Right.
And so I wonder what that would look like on that sign, if that's possible.
I think that one's inside.
Yeah, because they're all internally lit
Internally.
right now. And I know in the Exxon sign that's on their gas pumps is internally lit on the canopy,
Right.
but it's externally lit, if I'm not mistaken,
Sign.
on the sign. However, the other Exxon though, is internally lit. Or
Right,
whatever
I think
that makes the name.
Truest.
Truth is internally lit.
I mean, we're not gonna change anything, just change the letters.
Yeah, that's
Right, right. I think when it's internally lit, from what I can remember, we just had a sort of criteria for how bright and what kind of light it is, whether it's warm or cool.
Right.
And how many, I think how many Kelvins it's giving off.
That's right. Light. Got it.
I see 1951 for the current construction.
What was the ARB started?
The late 70s.
Exterior light.
If I could add a little bit of background on the project planning, this is the second draft of a design that came from the equipment supplier that's shown there with a South Hill, Virginia address. Their first version was much more highway commercial and did not have that gray shingle option. It was a bright colored blue, yellow, and white sheet metal around it. And I suggested that that was probably not appropriate for the historic district, and they returned with just the minimal logo and the shingle roofing. That seems improved.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a good call.
The only other feature that I have noticed on other Valeros in my travels is that sometimes that pair of columns is brick clad instead of the exposed concrete or steel. And I asked the sales rep whether the brick cladding was something that could be done on this. He said it was certainly possible, but that did not come from the distributor, that's an improvement that the property owner and applicant would have to make at their cost.
And you're talking about the taller gas price sign,
No, the gas station canopy itself,
gas station.
The column.
next to the dispensers, the two structural columns that hold it up.
Got it.
Those are sometimes brick clad.
Yeah. That's not the case at, the former Lucky's though, is it?
No, Lucky's does not have any of those improvements and does have the more highway commercial sheet metal type of canopy. And I could not explain the discrepancy on that. I don't know why Lucky's was built the way it was.
Yeah. Guess I don't.
I have a question.
Yeah,
What are the limitations on the size of the signage?
32 square feet on the freestanding sign.
So is that, that look like that's about 4 by 8?
Does it have the dimensions in the drawings?
I think the proportion that the whole length is about 25 feet. Now one is probably 1/3 of that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, quarter of that, probably quarter of that.
Matt, do you know that the signs meet the requirements?
I do not have a dimension. It doesn't show on that page.
Another question, would it be possible to move the Valero to the building canopy instead of the pump canopy? That would be,
Yeah, I think that's probably prefer the.
it might be more visible from the road that way.
What were you gonna say?
I say they prefer the pump.
On the pump.
Yeah, because it doesn't at a minimum letters of the singles. That's the only thing we change. That name of it.
Yeah, John, it sounds like Valero prefers it on the canopy.
Okay,
That doesn't necessarily mean we can't ask them to do something different.
Right.
But our other gas stations do have it on the canopies.
okay.
How much external lighting do you have there right now? Like what are you using at night or what is there that is creating light current?
I mean, it's right now there's no lights or signatures and signs on the canopy, but it's just like four lights under the canopy.
Okay, so if I were to walk by at night, most of the illumination is coming from the bottom of the canopy, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how much more
Yeah, the other one added to the light.
yeah, it might not make that much more of a difference
Right.
with that canopy light being that strong anyways.
Right.
Zach, what do our guidelines say about lighting from the building?
Well, I'll be honest, I'm looking at the exterior lighting, it doesn't say a whole lot. It says the intensity and color should be considered, broad illumination around the building to provide security, but that's sort of not here. It should be not distracting or glaring to pedestrians or motorists. Upward shining lights that illuminate signs, should have necessary baffles, shielding the bare bulb. Incandescent tungsten light is the most popular. Then make some recommendations about like color and light. So that's what it says.
I spoke with the designer about lighting requirements that are elsewhere in our zoning ordinance, that the glare not cross the property line. If I'm driving past that structure or if I'm in the adjacent business across the street, I shouldn't be able to see a glare from those light fixtures. They need to be flush with the roof line and recessed enough that that doesn't happen. And he assured me that's what this design did.
And the kelvins or the intensity of the light in the signs themselves are also a mellow color. So they're not glaring at the properties across the street.
I explained that, but I don't have written assurance of it on here. So that might be good to specify in any motion.
Yeah.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but for the Truist sign, we required that they have in their drawings the amount of kelvins and the tint or hue of the lighting from within. Is that right?
It is. I mean, we talked to them about the numbers.
Yeah. So I think for this, I think it would be good to have an additional drawing that has the size of the sign, the standalone sign, and the amount of kelvins and the tint of the lighting. What do you all think?
I agree.
I would second that with if that is a motion, I would second that with a photometric plan that confirms that that's less than a half-foot candle at the property line.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. It's a very commercial building next to some very resident, I mean, it's a mixed use street. And there are residences right on top of that building. So I think that would all be good to have assurance of.
Other than that, I think it's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the like you said, the change of the shingles.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I mean, that's a match of the building, looks really.
Yes.
Mhm. So if we receive the drawing with all of these requirements and Matt is able to check off these boxes, can we say that it's approved? It's approved under these conditions, that it meets the criteria, or do we want to see it in the next meeting?
We have done that for other COAs around sort of details that need to be worked out that Matt can check. Matt, do you feel that you would be able to check off the numbers and confirm that they match our expectation?
Yes, I do. I have clear standards on those, so I can give those to the designer, and if they can't comply or have any requests for an exception, we'll come back next month.
Okay,
Perfect.
great.
Any other discussion about this COA?
No, do we need to approve it under those conditions? Okay. I move to approve the COA under the conditions listed.
To second that motion.
Would it be worth
Yeah,
iterating? a little bit?
Enumerate the conditions.
sure.
yes.
The amount of kelvins to be in line with the ARB's expectations and criteria that we've outlined previously. The size of the sign. And you were saying, you wanted to see a plan drawing, John, to ensure that the lighting did not go past the property line?
Correct, at 0.5 foot candles.
Yeah, do I have a second?
Yeah, I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Thank you. The motion carries for COA. But yeah, thank you for bringing it here. Thanks for firing up that,
Yeah.
that old
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, thank you.
That works out.
Happy
For
you're
your
doing
support,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
All right, okay, I think I'm done.
You are?
Yeah, you are.
Have a nice night.
Have a great night,
Thanks.
guys. Take care.
Take care.
All right, number 6, repair, maintenance, and enforcement issues. Consultation with any property owners in attendance. Seeing none, and hearing from none, we'll go to landscaping violation at 979 Valley Street. Matt, do you have updates on this issue?
Yes, sir. Continued to send reminders to them. It's been, again, slow action. So the last note to the property management company, which owns the property, confirming to them that they, the owner, are responsible for the compliance on it, sent them their paper trail. This has been approved twice by the ARB and no work done. So it is an ongoing zoning ordinance violation that they're responsible for. If they want to work with their tenant and who's going to do the work, that's their business, but we need to regulate it with them. They understand that and are researching their lease. I expect to see them next month with that final question answered so that they'll know what they're going to do. Will their response be, we're going to make our tenant do this, or are we going to resolve this ourselves? We've been through this before, so I'm disappointed that they're not clear on it.
Yep. Okay. But that is some action. That's some forward movement.
Yes, we're in touch.
Okay. Poor condition notices for multiple properties. We have done that. So where are we with the dollhouse in legal proceedings?
We have, we've sent that notice of violation and the order to appear or face those legal actions. I'm not sure what the timing will be for it to actually go into court, but our case file is complete and I've served all of the notice on that. I've also simply tried calling the posted phone number since our subject property is for sale now, and haven't had a phone call answered. The voicemails are to the effect of, you know, this is moving towards court now, and we simply need to resolve it by appearing at this meeting and making a plan. I've also noticed that there is some work being done occasionally now. There's scaffolding up and some paint done. So I'm curious how the board feels about that. It's and what to make of it, that something's happening there now.
Yeah. The work that is underway is replaced in kind work. You know, they're repainting it and it looks nice and much better. You know, they're just painting it white. So, I mean, there's nothing really to be done there, you know, from my perspective. But it does demonstrate that they are capable and willing of doing the work that needs to be done, it seems, maybe. So I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what to make of it, having not spoken with them here. But I think we've done our due diligence to notify and invite, and as you know, it's a multi-year situation anyway. So I hope that they do come and meet with us. They're able to save the property from being auctioned at foreclosure, so they have some interest in maintaining it. Have some money lying around. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much, so, but hopefully they do make an appearance here, so that we don't have to see them in a courtroom. Good. As far as other poor condition properties, I don't know if there's anything else to be done right now. We've chosen our case. Is there any other reach out to be done, I guess, for some of these properties? I guess that's for Matt or anybody. I'm not sure what else, you know, if we should just strike this from the ongoing minutes for right now. As far as poor condition notices, I feel like we can take that off our running minutes. We can leave the consultation with any property owners on our running repair, maintenance, and enforcement issues stuff. I think for agendas going forward.
Do you want to attempt another softer outreach, softer than a summons to a few of the other poor condition ones that we haven't had action on? I feel sort of confused about the status of some of them where we've sent it, but it's not our top enforcement priority, but we'd still like to see movement.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, what do you envision as a softer contact?
I'm not sure. Because it's not like I bump into these property owners on the street with any frequency to be casual about it. So I don't know.
Well, when did they received their letters in the spring, correct?
Yep.
And there hasn't been any movement on 2 or 3 of them since then, correct?
Yes, some I've seen no action, some I've seen a little action and don't know what to make of it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I feel like we've done the outreach. I feel like on the part of the town, it's important to sort of follow our protocol and procedures. So we also don't have contact with property owners that we don't need to, or that might muddy the waters with our own communication. And I think if they were, interested in meeting with us, I don't know if another softer communique would make a difference or not. So.
I mean, within that letter, it does state something to the effect of, please communicate with us in some capacity. So I do think we've already requested that. It seems if we wanted to send out another notice, that it would need to be a sort of standardized, like something that we put into effect for everyone who does not respond.
Yes, that makes sense.
And within a specific amount of time. So if we're going to do that, I suggest we do it with everyone who hasn't responded within 6 months. And that we actually put that into action each year.
I think we can revisit it. I don't think there's anything to be done right now. And I'm not sure what that other communication would be so much, except for like, we're still waiting for you. They know. And a lot of these properties are multiple year work condition, at least 2, so, or more. So I think they're aware. All right. Thank you. Brings us to the end of item 6, into our adjournment, item 7. Unless there are any other matters to come before us this evening. Our agenda has been completed.
That is a record time.
I just share my status. I've got an evening class at VCU, which is on Thursdays. I'll be in person because of the schedule for your October meetings, but remote for November, December. Does this feel okay?
Yep.
Great, thank you.
For next month as well, I'm getting married that following Saturday, so I will not be here depending on who's coming in and out of town. If I need to do something, but I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
As long as we have a quorum.
Yeah.
We should be okay.
That's right. Should be okay. That's good. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good here. All right.
All right.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. It's nice to see you, John.
Nice to see you. Thank you, Matt.
I'm making a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
All in favor?
Hey,
All right.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thank
you.
good night, everyone.
See you in October.
All right.
Wow.